In today's meditation lesson, we discuss how to stay present and conscious within the moment, both from a daily activity level, but also kind of knowing what you want level. Further, we go into how to let go of resistance and the importance of letting go of resistance so that you can live in a more peaceful, present way. Hope you enjoy. Let's begin. What questions or observations do we have for this week?
I think the concept of time was a huge one this week. I felt like it was just like running.
Time.
Yeah.
For you, time.
It was just like I was chasing time a lot. And I really struggled to be present and just flow with the day. I was just like, it just felt like it was a big week with kids and school. And
Did it, and what did that kind of come with a sense of pressure or something, or like what was it more just?
I think I felt like I feel like I lose most of the day when I'm not present, so it takes away. I just feel like I just lose the whole day.
Yeah, I understand.
When everything goes crazy.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Just to drop it.
Yeah, there's two directions that I kind of work personally with that, and also coach, my teachers, my students with it. Two parts. One part is the actual kind of the way of being that you approach the moment with. So how are you in the moment is one side, but the other side is how do you set it up so it's easy to be that way? Meaning, like, do you have a schedule? Like, do you have a calendar which actually has everything that you know that you need and want to do in order to kind of fulfill your purpose, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I think comes back to that document we were talking about. Remember, which we didn't actually get a chance to discuss. So what I mean is, one's kind of being in the way you are, so your way of being, right? And that's the state, meaning how do you access the state? Meaning present, centered, letting go of any negative emotions as they arise, like the state, a way of being. And the second part is the actual plan. Like, what does your calendar look like? Do you use a calendar?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you've got and then the calendar then relates to like the actual vision itself. Like, what does your vision of your life look like? Because you're kind of working as an entrepreneur in a sense, right? Because so that means it's totally up to you as to what you work on. Like all the projects, you choose which projects you work on. Do you know what I mean? So that gives you a sense of freedom, but it also can be a problem in that there's so many options. You know what I mean? So I think that comes down to actually knowing, okay, what's my mission, my vision, my goals, my projects. So what does it look like in 40 years? I mean, you don't have to go that far. Often people usually start with like 5 years from now, 3 years, 1 year. And then from the 1 year, you go down to, okay, the quarters. And then, okay, what are the goals for each quarter? And what are the projects that line up to that? And then each project has to-dos, and then you plug it into calendar. Because then okay, these are my times with my kids. These are the times I need to do this because this moves this forward. Do you have a kind of plan? I don't think you have from our last conversation.
Not like that.
Yeah, I need to.
It's kind of like, can you give me 2 hours, and then I'm all yours. Like, I will not pick up my phone, open my laptop. Like, just like when they're with me, I'm just like, I block out like 2 hours if I can't do it when I'm not with them.
Right.
So like certain projects.
Right. Understand. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm getting at. I think feeling that the time's getting away from you is based on those two things. Not necessarily knowing that you're actually taking the right steps to move you towards what you truly want, firstly, and then secondly, the way you are in the moment. Do you see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
But because they help each other.
They do.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if you don't know if you're climbing the right mountain, it can be a bit stressful because then you're kind of going from one thing to another, but you're still not taking the time to sit back and get the kind of macro perspective. Like, what do I actually want from my life? You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't actually take the time to do that.
It's quite a scary question, especially when you hit a certain age, I feel, and you've got so many things happening. And when you answer it honestly, it's like quite scary because sometimes you feel like you have to start again.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you might have to become a noob again. I get it. Like, I started teaching online. I'd never done that before, so I had to become a newbie. I started training in about nearly 4 years ago. I started training in jiu-jitsu. I had to be a noob again. You know what I mean? So I get it. You have to be willing to look like an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It's very hard.
Right, of course it is, especially once you've already developed your skill sets in other areas where you feel accomplished. So I might just keep going there. But yeah, coming back to it, I really think that'll be a simple process. One is, okay, keep training the state, centering in your intention. In your center from earth to crown, or from tail to crown, peace, love, prosperity, freedom, whatever your intention is. And you start to train that vibration, because then it becomes accessible. It becomes accessible, literally. Like anytime, anyone who's trained this long enough knows that when they put their focus in their center, they can straight away feel the feeling, what they want to feel. That's what we're training.
Yeah.
You center in your intention, right? And then the other part of that is that you train to sense and sync, meaning when a vibrational discord comes up for whatever reason, I'm conscious of it and able to release it without allowing it to throw me off center or drag me into an unconscious pattern where I'm unaware for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like cranky pants or whatever.
Yeah. Mum has got your cranky pants.
Yeah. Better take them off.
Take it off.
Yep. Yeah. Or don't drink the gronk juice,
Yeah,
remember?
the gronk juice.
Don't drink the gronk juice.
I'm not even telling them that word because I know
They'll
that
use it.
trigger me.
Yeah. Yeah, so I do think those components will help. And because you are kind of working as an entrepreneur, your projects are even more important, because like if you have a job, then the projects in your career life if you're not wanting to be an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter, because you're doing projects that you're given.
Yeah.
You don't have to decide those, right? So there's a sense of freedom in a different direction.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think mapping that out will give you a bit more clarity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So number one, just doing your meditation, doing your state, doing your training, and that hopefully, and the thing is that it needs to be done a lot. Like a lot. Like one of the, when you think of like the best life coach in the world, you think of Tony Robbins, right? He's like the man. He's kind of dominated that space. And he's huge on immersion. And I agree with him. I didn't even know who Tony Robbins was. I found out about him later, after already teaching and training. But in our lineage where I was training, it was all about immersion. Like I moved to Hong Kong and I started training 40 hours a week, every week for coming up to 10 years. So there was immersion for a long time, but that immersion transformed the way I thought, to the way I acted. You see what I'm getting at? So what am I saying? If you're wanting to develop your way of being in the world, it must be done with a sense of immersion. Like I do it every morning, I do it every night, I think about it every day, and I was reminded of a really good tool, because the number one thing is that we want to get and I bring this map up all the time because it's important. We want to get our level of consciousness into the field of power. You have two main frequencies. If you had to just segment it into two pieces, you have force and you have power. Force is the lower frequencies: fear, doubt, blame, worry, complaint, so on and so forth. And then you've got the levels of power: love, joy, freedom, reason, peace, enlightenment, so on and so forth. Now, this line here is the critical line of integrity. They call it the critical line because your energy field shifts when you're here to here. And the simple way of thinking about it is this is the victim mindset. This is, it's happening to me, complaining, blaming. It's not your responsibility. It's everyone else's fault. If you go to this line, and I think a good term is radical responsibility. Like, I am responsible for my emotions, I am responsible for my life circumstances, I am responsible for my health, I'm responsible for everything. That shifts you into this field, because now your vibrational experience, your life, your mindset, everything can be influenced now because it's your responsibility. So that's really the critical shift we have to remember. And I was reminded of that because I was reading this book by Harv Eker. He's famous for this book he wrote called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. He's just a really, really cool coach. I like his vibe. And he gave one of his advices was, for 7 days, don't complain. In your mind and in your words, for 7 whole days. And every time you find yourself mentally or verbally complaining, run your finger across your throat like this and say, I'm cutting off my access to wealth, my access to growth. Do you see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
So I mean, the reason I bring that up is because the state's objective is to keep you up here. That's why you practice the state. The state is about bringing out your internal power. Your internal power is based on your level of consciousness. If you're in fear or shame or guilt or apathy, you have no power. You know what I mean? You're draining energy from the environment, literally. So, I'm not saying that you are down there. I'm just saying it's a good reminder of getting back into state, because the spiritual intention is reminding you of this, is reminding you of the higher levels: love, joy, peace, freedom, prosperity, whatever it might be, right? So via remembering when I complain, I slit my spiritual throat, so to speak. Yeah, it reminds you.
So intense.
It is intense, but it's a useful, intense reminder, because you go, oh, like I mean,
Yeah.
you could say, oh, it's not nice when you're below integrity and you're feeling angry, but you're not going to remember it. But if I say, yeah, you're cutting your freaking throat,
Yeah.
which you are, like you're not bringing yourself up into the more your power, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that was a cool way of thinking about it. So I kind of challenge you guys, by next Saturday,
Yeah.
no complaining, no blaming, taking full responsibility. So we've got a whole week of that, yeah. And it's actually such a good thing, because you need that to develop the power in our Kung Fu system. Like I've had students that have come along and they've complained constantly, and I've had to hammer them, and eventually they switch their mindset and go, oh, I'm responsible for my emotions and my thoughts. And then you see their power just go woof, and then they're happier, and their life gets better, and they get new jobs, and they get, like, it's just, poof, it's a complete shift. Because their internal vibration is, they're seeing things differently, because they now have like a lens of courage, of love, of reason, of prosperity, right? They're looking at things differently, so they see opportunities, they have conversations, but further, they attract it to them. Because one's internal vibration draws things to you, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like me sitting at Mind, Body, Spirit, and it drew you to us because we have a similar vibration. You're wanting to develop in this way. Cool. So, long story short, developing the state, and that was just a quick, a shortcut is to remember, I'm not a victim. I'm not allowed to complain. If I do, I'm slitting my success throat. In anything in life.
Not to think.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I better.
way.
Yeah, because I mean, why would you? I mean, why would you repel love? Why would you repel wealth? Why would you repel happiness? Why would you, by playing victim and complaining? It makes no sense. Yeah, because the way that Harv Eker described it, he says, the wealthy and successful don't think that way. They just don't. They don't complain and blame. That's because by doing that, you repel expansion. You repel prosperity. Like, you know what I mean? You can't imagine that. Bezos is complaining, every day about, the way his eggs were cooked or whatever. You see what I'm getting at? Like, you have to have more of a creative, constructive mindset. And then coming back to the pragmatic side, we'll go over the vision document. Okay, values, mission, vision, goals, projects. Then you go, okay, this project leads me to where I want to go. Yeah, cool. We'll go into that later. Cool, my pleasure. I hope that helps. I mean, it's simple and practical. Like, do your best to be centered in your intention and be in state. Yeah, and then, okay, with my head in the clouds, meaning what's my vision, that'll help you know that you're taking actions towards what you want, so the day-to-day doesn't get stressful because you don't feel like you're wasting time. Yeah, like I do that myself. I've got my 40-year vision up in the office. I know exactly where I'm going. I know what projects I'm working on, and I know where my time's allocated. And there's a sense, like, people think, oh, that's so structured, but I mean, I've chose it. And I can change it if I want to. So I have the freedom to do so. So even though I'm the one who set my 6-day work schedule, I chose it. There's freedom in that structure. Yeah. How about you, Sterner? You got anything, sir?
I was very resistant. Like when I went to the doctor last time, it was like a 9-oral procedure, and there's risks with that, and that got me, feeling stressed. But when I was going for this walk, I was like, okay, if I have to have a procedure, I do it. If there's a risk and it happens, it'll happen. But it was a very energetic dropping of resistance and fear around it. It wasn't a mental thing, like just talking myself out of it. Something very visceral. And it sort of started with the kind of but then it was sort of with everything. It was like my son had a birthday party yesterday with 2 other 7-year-olds. It was freaking manic. And I was a bit stressed about that because one of the other parents is a bit funny. Same, the resistance just dropped, all in one go, and had the best night's sleep. And the week was just easier. So it's just funny. It's one of those things that just kind of happens. I wasn't sitting there doing the meditation, working it out, just going for a walk, and it just kind of dropped.
You've used the perfect word there, resistance. It's letting go of the resistance to life via perception. Because the perception provides resistance. Do you understand?
Yes.
Like you look at a certain situation, you resist it. So I was getting laser tattoo removal because I've got a tattoo I'm getting removed, right? And fuck, it hurts. It's so much worse than a tattoo, right?
Really?
Yeah, because it feels like a laser with a rubber band that's you're going smack, 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 and a needle, and fire. So it's like, and you can smell the burning skin and hair, and you're like, so at first straight away my body just went into a state of resistance. It just, right? And I could feel my body tense up, and I clenched my fist, and I was like, oh, this is a good opportunity to let go. So I just let go of all the resistance to it. And it was interesting. Then the pain wasn't painful anymore. It was just a sensation.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I'd forget, and I'm like, oh, no, okay, I let go again. So it wasn't the pain. I was like, it was the resistance.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's the resistance to the experience itself was making it painful.
Yeah.
But as soon as I let go of the resistance, it wasn't painful. And this is an actual pain thing, like pain. Yeah. So I think the key word you touched on there is resistance, and how you said it just happened. It just happens because we put attention to it over time. So you've banked up like a kind of bucket of water, which is just applied when necessary. Because you've been practicing letting go and alignment for so long, it just seems to happen in and of its own accord once one aligns with it. It's very much alignment and allowing than it is forcing and making. Think of it this way. You align with gravity as opposed to make your body go down. Yeah, so you make yourself conscious of, oh, okay, yeah, gravity, cool. And you just let the body release and take any resistance out of the system, which is literally what it felt like when I was getting the laser. I was lying there and I felt my body just tighten, and then I go, oh, just don't resist it. And then my whole body would go, yeah, that exact experience. Yeah, just like, and which is linked to, in Kung Fu terms, sinking. Like it's like sinking is the movement of energy downwards.
Yeah.
Like you've got your physical body and your energetic body, which are linked, but then you further have your emotional, mental. But we'll talk specifically on the energy. It's like a downward flow of energy in your system, which is linked to the whole. It's such a nice feeling. Yeah. So that's awesome, bro.
Yeah, and what you said made me remember something you said before, which is like your mind will use things out in the world to be excuses for an energy that's already in you.
Yes.
So it's like resistance energy was annoyed about the ear, annoyed about the party, something at work, and then like as soon as that resistance dropped, all three areas weren't a problem anymore. You have to like think it through in each one.
Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah.
It's fascinating. Yeah. It's so interesting. We all have it backward. We all think it's the ear thing, the work thing, the relation thing that's making us feel a certain way. It's not at all. It's the resistance to the experience that we're holding in our own mind, which is perpetuating the feeling. Another way Hawkins puts it, Dr. Hawkins, he says, it's never the thing that's the thing. It's the energy behind the thing that's the thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's not that I don't like Mike. It's not Mike, right? That's making me feel good. For example, it's my perception of Mike and the energy in me, for example. So the game becomes, how do I take full responsibility, comes to that line of integrity, for this feeling and a vibration in myself, so I can further then release the resistance and let it go. Yeah, which is the surrender technique. Yeah. Once you train that, and it becomes kind of like a natural tendency, it's so powerful. It's like no matter what happens, like I was just at Josh's basketball game and it was fucking tense. Like it was like it was a match going back and forth, and you got all the parents going, "Come on!" I'm like, "Man, they're 10, like chill."
Yeah.
So I could feel the energy of the room come building up, and I was like, "Whoa!" I can feel it coming out in me. And then I was like, "Go!" I was like, "Whoa!" I'm getting caught in this wave. And then I walked out. I felt the stress of it on me, and I was just like, I just let go of all resistance to it. It feels like we kind of hold on to it. I could see that my mind was still in the game in a way, into that experience. So I just dropped the resistance to it, like to thinking about the game, and the resistance to that, because it was that I didn't like the energy in me.
Yeah.
I didn't like the experience, right? But once I let go of the didn't likingness, it just was that same. Yeah. Fascinating, hey? That we are literally the creators of our reality, and that's the kind of difference. As if you could give like an identity to the different types of levels, it's like victim mindset, creator mindset. You know, like in this one, you know that you're responsible and you're aligned with the creative power in you. In this one, you're a victim to the creative powers of the world. It's just a very simple way of outlining it. Of course, there's levels to the game, right? You know, there's courage, there's love, there's joy, there's abundance, there's freedom, but that simple demarcation point is very important. Yeah, resistance. Isn't that interesting? All three of them dropped for you, eh?
Straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was actually, I felt it, it was this almost like unconscious belief, which is like, I've got to do it all. I've got to manage my life. If I don't do it, it's not going to happen. And it was that energy that dropped. It's like, I can just trust, surrender. It's going to be okay. Yeah.
Interesting. Yes, it sounds like there was like a forcefulness of the mind wanting to control everything.
I think it's like my job, I'm in an office, and there is that egoic, like pushing and doing and thinking, and I think that it builds up, and it built up a lot. And
for sure.
Kind of released.
Oh yeah.
And as the week went on, I was great Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I could feel it kind of starting to build up a little bit.
Yeah, the environment definitely has an influence.
For sure. It's okay. But that's why I come here. You know, try come in the week, so kind of ease it a little bit. Come on Saturday, ease a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, and it gets better and better. Like the access gets easier. It's like you learn how to charge. You know, you come in here and you plug in your iPhone yourself, right? But then you learn how to bring the kind of, those charger ports you can put in your pocket and you can do it yourself. And you bring it with you, your 1-tap port charger. Yeah, good. All right. Get yourselves comfortable. And start by taking some deep, calm, peaceful breaths. Just calm down the mind and relax the body. Our Father, who art in heaven, holy be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our transgressions, as we forgive those who transgress against us. And lead us whilst being in temptation, and deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Absolute, infinite beingness, God, everlasting life, love and mercy, manifesting yourself in yourself as your total wisdom and your almightiness. Enlighten our minds to understand you as the truth. Clean our hearts to reflect your love towards you and towards all other human beings. Now, as you continue to breathe deeply and rhythmically, bring your focus to your spiritual intention. Love, freedom, wisdom, truth, power, prosperity, whatever it might be. Allow the mind, emotions, energy and body to rest in this frequency. Feel it. Now you can imagine some person, event or experience, something which helps you to feel this vibrational quality. Surrender the image and stay with the feeling. Feel the elevated emotion. Now, as you rest in this feeling quality, softly sense the center. From the tailbone to above the crown of the head. Sense the space of the center. Bring your center into vibrational harmony with your spiritual intention. Simply put, feel good as you sense the center. Allow this good feeling quality to expand into the whole system, into the chest, back and belly, into the neck and the head, into the shoulders, hips, the arms, legs, the hands and feet. Softly sense the entire space you occupy. Elevated in your emotional quality as you sense the space. Now, place your focus at the top of the head and start to gently sink down. You can imagine a shower of energy, like gentle rain washing down through the skull, brain, the eyes, the face, cheeks, the jaw, washing down through the tongue and the neck, sinking, releasing down through the shoulders, the chest, the upper back, pushing down in and around the spine, the ribs, washing through the elbows, forearms, the arms and the hands, sinking down through the solar plexus, the belly and the lower back. Sinking through the whole upper body. Continue to sink down through the hips, thighs, the knees, calves, shins and feet, sinking through the entire space. Now as you sink through your space, gratefully surrender. Allow any vibrational discord, any upsets or negative emotions to just be there as you sink, release, let go. Centered in your intention, sensing the space, sinking, releasing, letting go. Now once again, see light in your center. See the center filled with light, infused with the spirit, elevated in its vibrational, in its emotional quality. With a sense of devotion, allow this light to shine into the whole body. See yourself as a body of radiant white light. Calm, gentle breaths, centered peaceful intention, letting go of all blockages as they arise, with a sense of devotion to God, devotion to the absolute beingness, spirit. Take a moment to say your own prayer or mantra. Back to the body, bringing it back to the space you're in. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Bubbles. Isaac came in and he was blowing bubbles at the door for a bit. It was really nice actually. I was looking at all the I opened my eyes and I was like, oh, there's all bubbles everywhere.
I thought he was over there.
Yeah, he was, but he had a little bubble gun thing, and it was just bubbles that coming out everywhere, while we were meditating. Yeah, it was funny.
So good. Do you know your voice changes when you meditate?
Does it?
Yeah.
Goes into meditate voice. Or when I teach meditation? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've been teaching meditation for decades. I think it must be my meditation voice, tries to help people get in the zone. Yeah.
Touch also when we're doing standing meditation, you come around and tap. Yeah. So I don't know what you're doing, but there's something.
Yeah, I'm moving the energy in your system. Yeah. I've been doing it for a long time. So you get an eye for it. You can see, okay, they're blocked there, they're blocked here, and you just touch the right spots, and they go, oh, yeah, oh.
And that's through Kung Fu that you've learned that?
Yeah, so in Kung Fu, you learn about the energy body and the movement of energy through your system for power generation, but also for health. So my master was also a bone setter, which is like an osteo.
Okay.
Yeah. So the OG osteos were bone setters, and that's what he was trained in. So I just learned how to get the body's structure and the body's energy moving well. But then when I moved to Cyprus, they took it to the kind of logarithmic next level, because then they taught all the different types of energy, not only for combat and kind of health, but more for healing and the construction and destruction of thought forms. So they taught me the deeper energetic work, and then also how the elements are linked to that. So fire, water, earth, air, which was kind of the missing part in my system that I was looking for. I wanted to learn more about the spiritual depths of Kung Fu, but my master was more just on the kind of practical fighting side.
Yeah.
He taught us about energy, taught us about bone structure and so on, but it was more for fighting application, as opposed to healing and spiritual development. So the Cypriot teachers, the researchers of truth, kind of filled in that hole for me. But then I later found that it was already in prehistoric Wing Chun. Prehistoric, that's probably not the right word. the dinosaurs that used to do Wing Chun, the T-Rex was actually a Wing Chun master. But and there's this book, The Creation of Wing Chun. There it is. And in this book, this is proper peer-reviewed book. It goes into the history of Wing Chun and it's kind of dry read, but it's quite informative. That the elements and chi work was all in Wing Chun, but it was taken out by Ip Man during the Chinese Cultural Revolution or something like that, so that he wouldn't get murdered, and also to popularize it with the current mindset of people, which are more scientific.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So from Kung Fu training and from the spiritual training in Cyprus, that's where I learned that. But the thing is that the more you practice it, the more you start to observe and know it from within. it's from the tasting of it within yourself that you can teach it. Do you know what I mean? Like I can teach it because I've spent so much time observing and studying myself.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can feel it in myself, so I can teach it.
Yeah.
Because you teach it from the experience, right? Yeah, good.